Welcome to Story Time with Gigi. Today we're going to be reading a story from this Disney's storybook collection. I love these books and it's got so many stories that I've already read. I'm going to skip to the stories I haven't read yet, but I love these compilation books. They're so great. Our story today is going to be Oliver and Company. This is a cute story. Let's begin. Once upon a time in the great big city of New York, a little kitten lived on the busy streets. He was looking for a home. He met a street-smart dog named Dodger, who wanted his help getting sausages from a food cart. The hungry kitten did his part, but Dodger tricked him and ran off with their meal. Disappointed and hungry, the kitten followed Dodger to a broken-down barge on the river. There he saw Dodger's gang, Tito the Chihuahua, Francis the Bulldog, Einstein the Great Dane, and a lovely hound named Rita. Dodger was busy acting out the day's events and showing off the sausages they were about to have for dinner. Suddenly there was a loud crash. The little kitten had fallen right through the roof. A cat with all those dogs. Yikes. The gang laughed and welcomed the kitten to their home. Soon their master Fagin walked in the door. Fagin wanted to see what his pals had collected that day. There was nothing but junk in the box. A car horn sounded and made Fagin jump. Yikes! It's Sykes, Fagin said worriedly. Fagin owed Sykes money and did not have a way to repay him, and Sykes was awfully mean. While Fagin begged for more time, Sykes's Dobermans came aboard the barge and began pushing everybody around. When they tried to corner the kitten, he reached out and scratched one of the Dobermans on the nose. Fagin and his gang were very impressed with the kitten's bravery and decided to make him one of their gang. At least the kitten had a home for now. The next day, the gang went out to find money for Fagin. Tito saw a limousine and wanted to check it out. He took the kitten with him, but when Tito accidentally hit the car alarm, the gang fled, leaving the poor kitten tangled up inside. The little kitten didn't know that there was a passenger in the back seat, a little girl named Jenny. She rescued the kitten and told Winston, the driver, to take them home. She wanted to give the kitten something to eat. At home, Jenny's pampered poodle Georgette resented the little kitten, but Jenny fell in love with him and named him Oliver. She even got him a special collar and identification tag. Soon Dodger and the gang showed up to rescue Oliver, but Oliver didn't want to leave with his friends. He belonged to Jenny now. The gang didn't know how Oliver felt. They thought they were helping him to get away. When they got back to Fagin's, the dogs realized that they had made a mistake. Fagin saw the fancy collar and Oliver's new Fifth Avenue address. And to Fagin, Fifth Avenue meant lots of money. This was his way out with Sykes. He would contact the owner at Fifth Avenue, tell them they had found their cat, and ask for a reward. Then he could repay Sykes back. Fagin was shocked when Jenny showed up. He could never take money from a little girl. When Sykes drove up to get his money, he saw that Fagin was letting the little girl go. He was furious. He grabbed Jenny and kidnapped her. I'm sure someone will pay a nice ransom for you, Sykes said as he sped away. My gosh. Fagin and his gang were determined to help Oliver and Georgette get Jenny back. They hopped onto Fagin's scooter and followed the car to Sykes's warehouse. Then the dogs made their way into the warehouse, where they found Jenny tied up in Sykes's office. They were just about to rescue her when Sykes and his Dobermans found them. Suddenly, Fagin drove his scooter into the warehouse, and they all jumped on. Sykes and his dogs followed them. Yikes. The chase was on. Fagin headed for the subway, sure that Sykes couldn't follow him, but he did. Fagin drove his scooter onto the subway tracks with Sykes close behind. Oliver jumped into Sykes's car to make sure Jenny was okay. He bit Sykes's hand until he let the little girl go. Just as Sykes's Doberman was about to get Oliver, the kitten jumped out through the roof. A train was coming, and Fagin managed to steer onto another track, but Sykes's car crashed into the oncoming train. Jenny didn't know what had happened to Oliver. She was terribly worried. Just then, Dodger walked up to her, carrying the little kitten by his neck. When Oliver saw Jenny, he began to purr. Jenny was overjoyed that Oliver was all right. The very next day was Jenny's birthday. She had a big party at her house. Fagin and the gang were all there. Everyone was happy, but nobody was happier than the little orphan kitten who had finally found a home. And that's our story. I hope you liked it. Make sure you like and subscribe and share with your friends. Bye until next time.